Hello guys, welcome back to Resilient Ray. Today we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Do you believe in ghosts? Because I have a ghost story that it's been with me for over 20 years. And I was a very skeptical kid. You know, I was like the very scientific, very like if I don't see it, I don't believe it type of kid. And that ghost um, experience that I had, it totally changed that. This was in the 90s, and my mom, she used to rent a house. Well, let me just give you a little bit of a backstory. We used to live in South America. My mom is from New York, but we used to live in South America. And she used to manage a restaurant by the beach. So she was able to rent a very small house in front of the beach. So when it was on the season of her going to the restaurant and manage the whole section, the whole because she was on like the seafood section and the meat section. It was a pretty large restaurant. It was like a Marriott's, let's say, like a Hilton, like a Marriott's, like that. And she was the chef. So I remember she would leave us, and I was like 11. We had like 4 dogs. I have an older brother, and she would just leave us on the house. And these were different times. And while she was she was working. So I remember one weekend, I was about 11, I think, and I had one of my best friends he was with us for the weekend to stay on the beach house, right? And we were only like a mile away. No, I'm talking crap. It was like 500 feet to 400 feet. It was the house, right? And then sand, some sand dunes, and the ocean. It was very close. We could hear the ocean, the waves, and everything. And I remember, oh my goodness, we had a quad. We would go on the beach, drive the quad. We had a dog. His name was Ozo, and he was a big boxer. Like boxers are usually slim dogs. This guy was sick, all right, but he was strong, and he would never allow nobody to touch him. Like I was the only one touching him. My friend would touch him every now and then, but he would also look at him like, what the heck are you touching me for? My mom, my brother, these were the only 3 people that we could touch him, right? It was a very like picky dog about being touched, okay? But he will be with us all the time. He will walk with us and everything. Very calm, very good dog. And I remember my mom said, "Hey, I'm gonna be back by like midnight to 1. I have to close the restaurant. We have to clean, and then I'll be back." Perfect. I was like, "Ah, that's fine." She left us food. She left us everything, and we were fine. My friend, his name was Michael. So I told Michael, "Look at the moon. Look at the moon. It's freaking full moon. You can see everything on the beach. Let's go to the beach." We were 11, so both of us, we took off to the freaking beach. So it was a little sketchy. So we told the dog also, come with us. Big boxer, coming with us. And we walked through the dunes, and we were in front of the ocean. You can see everything. It was full moon. The moon was like illuminating everything. It was great. We were having fun, tossing rocks at the water, you know. And then also it starts barking, and like a mile that way was in one house, and maybe like 800 feet that way was like another house, and that's it. And you could see that it was all lights off. People were probably sleeping. It was nobody on the beach. It was just both bozos on the beach playing with the dog and tossing rocks on the water. All of a sudden, also starts barking. Like we knew when he was like like upset barking. He was like whoa whoa whoa, like he was like going at it, at the water, at the ocean, barking really hard. And we're like, hey, also come on, come on, also come on, don't be making noises, come on. So he would come back to us, and he was like pushing with his body, pushing us back to the house, and then he will run back into the water, like, and he will bark at the water, like really intensely bark at the water, like when you see like there's like a fence and there's like a dog here and then there's a dog on the other side and they're both barking like really hardcore. That was his bark. He was like going all out. And we were like, I told Michael, like I've never seen him like that. Like he only does that with other dogs or like when he's really upset. And then all of a sudden he sits. I'm telling you that this dog hated the sand. He would just walk around on the sand, but he will never sit and he will never lay on the sand. He sat on the sand. We were like maybe 15 feet away. We were like, also, and nothing. No look at us back, no nothing. He wasn't trying to protect us anymore. He sat and just looked at the water. His ears. You know how they cut the ears of the boxers, so they're like pointy, like a Doberman. That's how our boxer had, like pointy ears. I think that's how my mom got it. I don't know, but it was pointy and it was very. You could see from the movements of his ears, you know, when he can. We were listening in the back to the sides, like, but especially when he used to sit and we would touch his head, right, and we will pet him, his ears will go back and he will be like there, be like taking the pet very nicely. He sat in front of the water and his ears just went like that, and you can tell he was just looking up and he was enjoying. Looks like somebody was petting his head. And me and Michael and me, looking at him like petrified. We were like, Michael, you see what I'm looking at? And Michael's like, oh my God, it looks like somebody's petting his head. I was like, yeah, somebody is actually petting his head. We can't see nothing else other than him just sitting, looking at the water, having his ears back down like that. And looked like somebody was petting his head. We were petrified. We didn't even know what to do. We were 11. We were like 15, 20 feet away. And we were like, also, are you right? Also, he was enjoying the pet on the head. From that day, I told Michael that was somebody doing that. And we were not able to see it. I don't know if it was a ghost. I don't know if it was somebody from like another dimension. But somebody was petting our dog. And I will never, ever forget that moment. Until now, I'm 40. I will never forget that. It is like impregnated in my brain. How he just sat and somebody was petting his ears just went back and he was being pet. And I'm telling you, a couple of minutes before that, he was barking like crazy. And then he stand up. He came to us. We said, come on, let's go home. He went home. And that was the whole experience. Me and Michael never went to play on the beach at night ever again, because that was crazy. We were like, no way, man. Even if we have this freaking crazy looking dog, we're not going out anymore. Let's go home, lock the doors. The dog goes in and we lock everything. We wait until mom comes because we were like done. That is one of my stories. I have a couple extra stories that I will come back again and I will tell you another one. Very interesting. but and one that just happened a year ago. Very interesting. And sorry, and that was my ghost story that I've never been able to forget. It's crazy. I'll see you guys. Tell me what you think about this.